So, just got this acoustic blanket. Supposedly, it's supposed to help dampen noise if there's like a vibration or something going on, like maybe when the freezer's on. I'll have to try it. But it's also supposed to like make audio nice and crisp, so if I like cover myself in a blanket here, oh wow, it is like, oh, that is sound happening. That's impressive. Maybe I could do some ASMR. I bet you I look ridiculous. That's not what this video is about. This video is about neutral density filters, specifically this one. Intro. How's it going, everybody? My name is Brian Davis, and today we're talking about neutral density filters. Specifically, this isn't really like a video about neutral density filters, because I'm going to get to that later on in Photo 101 after the basic stuff's covered. It's probably going to be like a way later video, to be honest. So, quick backstory here. I never liked filters. I never did. I'll be fully honest with you. Probably because I started off, I used a bunch of cheap ones that weren't that great, so I didn't really develop a good liking for them. It's probably like tripods that were like, oh, I was only using crappy ones, so it's like not gonna feel great. But I've been thinking about picking up one of these for a while now. You want to focus on my hands here, Chief? That'd be great. Imagine that, focusing on the only thing that's on the table. I've been thinking about getting one of these for a while now because I've started to do more video, and as I go outside, I realize that one of these is going to come in handy. So what is one? What is a variable ND filter? Brian, I use a phone. What's a variable ND filter? Stop, calm down. It's fine. Hey, listen to me. It's going to be okay. So, a variable ND filter it's basically like sunglasses for your camera. I've heard it described as that many a time, and I think that's probably the best description, is sunglasses for your camera. When you put an ND filter on, it allows your settings to stay the same. So if I've got the perfect settings going outside, this is for picture and video, but mostly for video. If I've got the perfect settings and everything is looking great, but it is still very bright, and I'm like, I need to darken this image. Well, one of these can allow you to just go on the lens and darken it and allow you to keep your settings the same. If you have a shutter speed that you want, and you have an ISO that you want, and you have the aperture that you want, everything's so bright and you're like, God, I need to darken this. This is what you do. I can think of a way in like sports of using this, because I've had to up my aperture if I ever want to get those nice blurry shots, and I'd love to be able to just stick this on it and work. I know what you're saying, like, Brian, just shut up and open the package. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna do it. So, to be honest, always opening these packages is always a lot of fun. Got a little Peter McKinnon on the back. If you don't know who Peter McKinnon is, by the way, he's a photographer and a YouTuber. He's got like 4 million something subscribers. He's very popular, and I follow his YouTube channel, and he's got some great products like the camera bag that I bought, which actually I would highly recommend that. Obviously, like, I don't know him, Peter McKinnon. If you would like to sit down and have lunch one day, my phone number is 7075. My email's probably somewhere around here. Anyway, this is the Polar Pro ND filter. I'm gonna boost the ISO for a second here so you can see there's like these really cool designs on it. Like, just this box, man. Like, these guys, like, just, oh, there we go. Like, that is a nice box. Check that out. Like, I kind of don't want to damage it, but I'm gonna. So, you open it up, and this is what you get. You get a nice image there. I don't know what this is. I'm going to guess it's probably Moraine Lake, because he had a whole video on that. Actually, it might not be Moraine Lake. It might just be some other cool area, but it's nice. It's a nice photo. Right there, that's the ND filter. So this, I'm going to pull this out and put it right there. I'm going to get to that last, actually. I want to kind of save that. Because down here, there's like some other stuff. Like, this is a microfiber cloth for cleaning it. This is a bunch of stuff for like how to use it. A couple stickers. I'll probably slap those on my notebook later today. And then this is a little pouch for carrying it, although honestly I'm probably going to leave it in the box here because that's easy enough and it's not that heavy. So all this stuff here, I'm just going to put this stuff back. It's good to keep things like this organized. Pro tip, if you're ever buying new equipment and you're thinking like, you're not sure if you're going to sell it or whatever, always hang on to the box. Like, no matter what your plan is, always hang on to the box, because if you do decide to sell it later on down the road, it is worth so much more in box than it is out of box. Anyway, close that up, put that off the side. The filter. Yeah, it was very anticlimactic, wasn't it? So it's kind of hard to see because it's all black, because that's how Mr. McKinnon does it, all black. But there you can see the Polar Pro logo and the same stuff, and that's the filter, but that's the case. That's the lens cap for the filter. If I take this off, so that's the cap. Put that off. So that's it. And you're like, well, what's this about? Well, the thing is, so we're on setting number 2 right now, but you'll find out as I change it to setting number 5, it gets darker. And that's it. Sorry to disappoint you. No, so this is quite a handy asset. So if we're outside, this drops it by 2 stops, which basically makes it go from f2.8 to f4.8. But instead of losing the background blur that you get with 2.8 aperture, you get the same blur, but it's just a little bit darker. So you guys know what I'm saying, right? So darkening it, this drops it by 5 stops. Same thing, it goes from 2.8 to like 7.1, whatever it is. Or I guess it would be 7.8. And that's what it does. I'm gonna drop the ISO back down here again. Yeah, so like that's kind of what it looks like in person, is regular and darkened. Now I got this is the 82mm version. Now, I only have one lens that uses the 82mm filter, and that's this one right here, boink. So the question is, what do you do if you want to use it for a photo or something, or like on this beefy boy, step-up rings. Hey Brian, what's a step-up ring? A step-up ring it's a ring, it is a very inexpensive ring usually, that goes right on the outside. You basically screw this into the ring, and then you can screw that ring into this, so it brings the filter thread down to a 77mm size. I have one coming on Friday, I think it is, and when that happens, I'll show you what that looks like, because it's really not that complicated. But as for this thing, we can kind of see this one in action, because if I just put it on right now, immediately you can tell it has gotten significantly darker. And like, I haven't changed any of the settings. This is still, we're at 60th of a second, 2.8, and 1000 ISO. And then if I darken it, you're probably not going to be able to see me anymore. I have completely disappeared. So that's the effect that it does. Now, doing it in studio doesn't tell you anything. So I'm gonna take this outside real quick, and you can kind of see how it helps. So I've taken a little field trip outside, and as you can tell, it is way too bright out here. Like, I'm at f2.8, and I've got the ND filter on right now. It's on regular. But if I didn't have the ND filter, I'd have to do something like that. That brings me down to f8, and I kind of, and that works just fine. But I don't want to go down to f8. I want 2.8, where it's nice and wide open, so I can get nice blurry backgrounds. So what do? A better way to see this is if I zoom in a little bit. Yeah, you see right there, not as blurry. I want it blurry, so what do? Well, I take my ND filter, and that's it. Now it is still a little bright, so I might still have to drop it down a very little bit, like to 3.5. That's not really a big deal. It's way better than f8. So I still get a pretty blurry background. But you can tell the difference between that, which is 2 stops, and that, which is 5 stops. And it's so much better, especially if I'm filming myself, and I'll zoom out there. If I'm filming myself out here and you can tell I'm way too blown out, I can just do that, and it's way faster, way easier than trying to mess around with settings, especially if I don't have the control ring on my other camera, which some don't. They don't have like an easy aperture setting, but it's like just the ease. And you see a lot of vloggers, they'll do that. A lot of YouTubers, that's because they have these ND filters, and it's adjustable and it's easy. So that's what an ND filter does. Hope that helped you. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like this video, feel free to like and comment. Subscribe if you'd like to hear my voice over and over again, just like you know you want to. And, as always, thank you for watching. Oh god, I lost it.